and today we're going to be doing a reaction video to a very cool channel. Basically, what this is going to be is the moment she realized police already knew. So it's a little description, some Florida stuff, right? Of course, we got to be subscribed, because if you're not subscribed, then you're a fraud. That goes for you guys as well. I mean, I just started, so if you guys hit me with whatever, bajingi bingy on Twitch, that'd be great. And then, I liked, but if this video is, like, not good, then I won't like it. Alright, let's see. Yeah, we got 2 people, woo! Alright, let's go.
Carissa? Yes. Hi, I'm Investigator Keel. I'm hanging out with Investigator Valdez today.
Investigator
We
Keel.
appreciate you coming out.
Or Teal, I don't know.
No problem. I know y'all don't want to work on the weekend, that's all good.
So
I just want to make a comment. If I was a cop, I wouldn't have worked on the weekends either.
So when you said the best way to do it is a quiet way,
Yeah,
was that before or after she's telling you
What do you mean
about
by
the back
that?
door?
that was before. Because I had told her, the best way to do it probably be a quiet way. I heard, like if you put up a potato on a barrel, then it might keep it quiet. Or she was asking me about a pillow, like if a pillow works for the silencer in the night.
What?
You have to.
What do you mean by that? Like, it's like a pillow, and then you, like, put it around, and then you use it as, like, a... Is that, like, a skin? Like, are we trolling?
Tell me the
Why
truth.
would you
I
think
know
that would work?
You told me a lie earlier.
It's like I put a
but
pillow
you
on,
knew
like,
you
a
told
phone.
it. I mean, it took you a little bit, but you admitted to telling me the lie.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Forget about that one, dog.
You need to find it in your heart to do
How many
the same
people
thing
did
because you're
this
about to
one?
go down a path you don't want to go
I
down.
didn't tell him to kill anyone. I didn't tell anyone to kill anyone.
Okay, what did you tell him
I would
to
not
do?
have done that.
What did you tell him to do?
I just...
I should move
Be
my...
careful, because I'm telling you, we know more than you think, and I'm giving you this one chance to tell me the truth.
Hey, this is pretty fun. I kind of dig it. Whole intro thing. Not bad.
Tuesday, November 19th, 2019, had been filled with joy for 35-year-old Edgar Jennings III. A professional gamer, there was one thing he loved even more than Madden football: his young daughter. On this day, they were together
wholesome.
celebrating her 4th birthday.
Damn.
My whole life spending my birthday party, Daddy.
Damn. That has to be like some blue Raz stuff. Man, that's some blue 40.
Thank you, Daddy.
You're welcome, baby. I love you very much.
I love you too.
Whoa, that's some blue cake, man. That's
Sadly,
crazy.
by the end of the night, that precious family moment would become the last time she would ever see her father alive.
One person dead after an apparent home invasion in Fort Walton Beach. A 911 call sent Okaloosa deputies to Culp Avenue about midnight.
Okay, chat, let's run predictions. I predict it's going to be an ex. It's going to be an ex-girl, possibly the mother of the kid, wants to get some stuff back. It's me.
Callers
See
said
if I was an
someone trying to get
investigator.
into a home and that they heard gunshots. Deputies found a man's body. They're still collecting evidence and have not released any other details.
At 11:48 p.m., deputies responded to Edgar Jennings' apartment after multiple 911 callers reported a possible break-in. Moments later, additional calls came in reporting gunfire, along with a man yelling for help. When deputies arrived, they found Jennings outside his apartment suffering from an apparent gunshot wound to the head. He was pronounced dead at the scene.
Where in the head? Front,
Witnesses
back,
described seeing
side?
a thin black
We
man
don't know
with
that yet.
dreadlocks and a
So
red
stay with
bandana
me.
covering his face, running from...
Stay with me. So, a little bit of education for me, because I'm very, very knowledgeable, I think. If it's from the front, then he was facing someone. I mean, it can't be an accident. It can't. I mean, it could be an accident. It depends. What can be an accident is if it's the back. Because, like, if you're going to do it, right? If you're going to do it, then you're not gonna really like go like this. Who does it like that? So if the shot is from the back, you know that it was someone. You can rule out the other option, right? Then you have to see, was it angled a little upwards? Was it angled downwards? That's going to give you the rough height. And then, I don't know. If it's to the side, that one's weird. Then you can't rule out the first option. Then it's like, ow. I don't know. But definitely, I dropped my pen. Definitely, you gotta pay attention. If they say back, it's like, boom, it's on the money.
The area. At that point, investigators had very little to go on. They needed to determine what had happened, who was responsible, and whether there was any ongoing danger. But as detectives began following the
Body,
evidence, the
fingerprints,
motive behind the
location,
shooting would
station.
prove both unexpected and
Ballistics, I
deeply
think.
troubling.
Hey,
Oh, we thought there was a back door.
Carissa?
Yes.
Hi, I'm Investigator Keel.
Keel.
Detectives arrived on the scene and began piecing together what had happened.
Where's this, Arizona?
As is typical in homicide investigations,
Florida.
they started with the victim's inner
I don't know
circle.
where it is.
Carissa Lynn Parker,
Florida.
the mother of Jennings' 4-year-old daughter, was quickly identified as someone who could provide insight into his recent interactions, relationship
I blame you,
dynamics,
I blame
and
you.
potential motives.
She's sus.
Because the
Watch out.
circumstances suggested this may not have been a random act, investigators quickly sought consent to review Parker's phone, knowing recent communications often help establish
Oh, so
timeline
it's a
and
cop asking for
context.
consent.
Quick note before we continue. Portions of the interview video were heavily redacted by the releasing agency. As a result, you may notice occasional abrupt cuts or brief gaps in the conversation.
And if you change your mind, you tell me, I call my partner right here, and stop. So,
Yep, that's the right. You can stop an interrogation at any time
Well, hey.
if you're not convicted or something like that. I don't know. Freedom of speech. No. The right to remain
Carissa
silent.
told detectives she was
Cannot be
currently renting a
detained or
room
something? I
and
don't
was
know.
in between permanent housing. She was unemployed at the time, supporting herself through temporary jobs like babysitting. She was on public assistance
Nah, I'm
and her
unemployed
driver's
too,
license
guys.
was
Don't worry
suspended.
about it.
She said she hoped to return to school, complete her GED, and continue her
Yeah, I
education.
can't see chat, so if you
After
guys
the
text me
rapport
something, I'm
building,
just
the
not gonna see
conversation
it.
turned to Edgar. Carissa explained that they met sometime around 2012 or 2013. She described the relationship as toxic, marked by frequent arguments. She added there had always been ongoing tension between them, most recently involving issues related to
Whoa.
their daughter and allegations she made that are not in the
Daughter.
public record.
See, I'm telling you, there's something related. And there's one guy that passed away, and the other one's saying that it's his fault.
that your relationship with Edgar kind of, I don't want to say went south, but I mean, what
Get
might
it?
have
'Cause they're in
caused all
Florida?
this tension between you. I mean, have you guys normally, up until this point, got along?
He gets mad at me. He goes off on me.
Let me guess, she's gonna say that
There's
he
been
hit
plenty of
her.
instances where he's blatantly disrespectful to me. Stacy has told him to stop being so disrespectful to me before on multiple occasions. Stacy was mad at me.
For what?
Stacy's been mad at me because the last time we all got into an argument, which was the beginning of October when I came out here, she just said, I don't understand why y'all hate each other so much. Y'all must still love each other because I've never seen two people argue so much. I said, Stacy, do you really want to know why I hate him? And it's because last year when they first moved into their apartment, when we came out there for Halloween, Edgar attempted to have sex with me while Stacy was in the bathtub.
Okay,
I never said anything.
I said physical.
And
So my
because I
prediction
didn't
was
say
kinda
anything
right.
to Stacy,
Whatever.
she says that that's being disloyal, and she was mad about that. That's the only thing that she's been mad at me for.
Detectives asked Carissa how she first learned that Edgar had been killed. She explained that earlier that morning she had called his mother about an unrelated matter, and it was during that conversation that she was informed of his death.
I called, I said, hi, Miss Linda. She said, no, I'm not going to be able to. I'm on my way out the door. I'm going to the doctor. I have to go see the doctor. And I said, well, I hope everything's okay. And she said, you know, my son is dead. And I said, what? Like, I'm confused. I hit the floor, start crying, start having a panic attack.
She hit the floor, but she has no bruises.
And I'm on the floor falling apart.
Right.
Falling
Nobody
apart?
called me. I didn't even know that it happened until I called her and she told me. I asked her what happened. She said she didn't know any details, just that somebody tried to break into the house and he got shot.
Gotcha. So, what's going on right now with you? Like when everything, Edgar passing away, what is your thoughts on everything going on?
Besides the fact that I'm devastated, besides the fact that I don't know how I'll ever be able to explain this, I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around this whole situation, to be completely honest with you.
I mean, it's got to be a difficult situation. I mean,
Okay, let's play a little bit of body language, right? Let's rewind. Let's look at her body language. So right about here, you can see that, oh, sorry guys. So you can see, I mean, I had a perfect move, but then my setup decided to full screen. So she's in a very passive position. She is fiddling with her fingers, which is normal. You would be fiddling with your fingers. It's pretty stressful. It doesn't seem that she is tilting away from the investigators. So, I don't know. Right now, the body position is more like inviting / I'm ready to talk about this. Which could be in the beginning. Of course, innocent until proven guilty. I'm just playing a little bit of predictions here. But I don't know. We'll see as if the story begins to unravel, as it's mostly like this in these channels, we would see the body position change. I think right now, where it is right now, it's perfectly normal. You can't really be like Elle and be like, oh yeah, she's guilty. Her like index finger is like 60 degrees off the normal stressful position. We'll keep our eyes on that.
I mean, it's got to be a difficult
keep
situation.
your eyes on that, guys.
I mean, have you talked to any of his other? Have you talked to Stacy today?
I tried to call her after I talked to Edgar's mother. She wouldn't answer.
Shout out to Crime Atlas again. They're like almost at 500,000 subs. So like sub to them when I'm not streaming.
All right. Do you have any questions or anything about anything that's going on?
Questions. If we hear a question, how is Stacy dealing with all this? Or what is going to happen next? That is a generic question. That is a red flag. If it's going to be either no question because you're so shocked you don't want to ask a question, or you ask an abstract or like a very rare question, then you're pretty good. But if we're asking a pretty standard question, red flag.
Okay.
I do.
I understand, and we're gonna walk out. Just can take a quick break, real quick. I'm gonna go talk to my supervisor, see what's going on with that.
Go.
The rest of the interview was relatively routine, and Carissa was allowed to leave.
Yeah.
As the investigation moved forward, detectives gathered witness statements and nearby surveillance footage. Witnesses reported seeing the suspected shooter get into the passenger side of a sedan parked on the east side of Carmel Drive shortly after the gunfire. Security footage helped investigators identify the vehicle as a 2010 green Hyundai Sonata. As detectives reviewed phone data obtained from Carissa's device, they identified a connection between that vehicle and someone in her contacts. Based on that information, investigators asked Carissa to return for a second interview to clarify her whereabouts that night and better understand her connection to the individuals involved.
Okay, guys. This is what I'm talking about. Story begins to break. I don't know, may not, who knows, innocent until proven guilty. But check out her body language now. Look for clues.
Involved.
All right.
Sam Minnie is watching.
Remember, you let us download your phone.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we've looked through that whole thing. That night that you downloaded it, we didn't have an opportunity to really get into anything.
Look at her face.
But
Look at her face.
we have looked through it, okay? And there's some concerning stuff on here that is kind of not consistent with your story.
Okay. As far as what?
I mean,
Okay.
looking down. No, now it's
So-
not contact.
First of all, who is
What's wrong?
Marlon?
Marlon?
Or Marilyn?
Maryland?
Yeah,
Someone that I worked with at the Quality Inn.
okay.
Can be told.
What's your relationship other than that? Do you have anything? You ever stay with her, or?
I'd go to her house and hang out sometimes. I have spent the night once or twice, yeah.
Okay.
We worked together for 7, 8 months, so.
Right. And I'm going to tell you, I mean, there's some stuff in here that we're going to talk about that, you know, I've been completely honest to you this entire time, okay?
Yes, sir.
This is a homicide investigation. Edgar's dead, and we're trying to get to the bottom of some stuff,
Yes, sir.
okay?
Standard
So have you ever
responses.
told
I
Marilyn
mean, this
that
is pretty
you
tough.
wanted to kill Edgar?
I was upset. I did say that. I know I did.
Okay.
Did I really mean it? Absolutely not. I mean, that's
Okay. Okay, pause. Note for you guys. Never, ever say that stuff. Cause like you say that once and like whatever you say, you mean it. I don't know. I say some really mean stuff and I don't mean it. But, you know, for the most part, if you ain't Gen Z and you're saying that stuff, it's kind of weird. Let's move on.
why I gave you. Obviously I knew all of that was in my phone. I knew it was going to come up. I knew you were going to ask me about it.
Okay.
But no, I would never actually want him dead.
Also, guys,
was
I
very
didn't watch this
upset
video
with
ahead of
him,
time, so if I
the
predict
way he
something
has
cool,
talked
I'm
to
just
me. It
special.
just- I let him
Before
get
you
under my
guys-
skin sometimes, and I was upset.
Okay. Do you remember the last time you spoke to Marilyn?
I talked to her on Tuesday.
On Tuesday?
Yeah,
Okay. Which was the 18th? No, that's
the 19th.
19th.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember talking to her or texting with her on the 18th?
Yeah, I think I talked to her on the 18th. I've been talking to a lot of people the last couple of days over the weekend and stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, more than likely I did talk to her.
So did she know that you were coming over to file a complaint with Okaloosa to try to?
I went to Escambia County and filed the restraining order. I may have mentioned something to her about it, yeah.
Okay.
I told a couple of people that I was trying to file a restraining order, so I don't
Right.
remember exactly what I said to her, but yeah, I probably did.
Okay. Do you remember her asking how'd it go? Like asking you how everything went over there?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you remember saying the police wouldn't help me?
Oh, I believe that was probably Sunday night, because I did come out here Sunday evening.
Mm-hmm. That's what I meant. When
And-
you came out here and you called over at Walmart.
Oh, okay, yes, sir, yeah,
Okay, so you remember that?
yes, sir,
Okay,
yeah,
and she said how'd it go, and you said it didn't. The police wouldn't help me.
yes.
Okay. Do you know what you sent to her next?
I don't remember. I mean,
Okay.
I'm sure it was something to the effect of, Edgar, pissed me off. I'm gonna hurt him or whatever. I don't really know exactly what I said. I'm sure it was something about what you said a few minutes ago, so.
No, it was time to call the goons.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Who's the goons?
I don't have any goons. Like I said,
Who's the goons, guys?
I was just talking. I was upset and I was angry. I was
Clip.
emotional.
Absolutely, you're kind of confrontational about it, right?
Yeah, I don't have any goons.
Okay.
I smoke pot. I don't hang around drug dealers or people who mess with guns. I don't hang around anybody like that.
Okay.
I mean, I don't.
So tell me a little bit about what you did on the 19th. What was going on with you on the 19th?
Okay.
Which would have been...
Okay. This one's pretty serious. I want everyone to lock in, take out a piece of paper, get a pen, start writing notes down. This is what happened at the day of the event. Everything has to check out. If there's one inconsistency, they are going to rat it out. So lock in. Lock
Tuesday.
in. Tuesday,
Me and
19th.
Lacey were together for a little while. I went to
What do you mean by a little while?
Lacey's house.
No,
We
Lacey's
ate
house.
dinner.
Ate dinner. What
I went to
time?
my cousin's house to visit
Cousin's
with my
house.
sister because my sister lives
So
there.
for some reason we're visiting 2 houses in one day. I mean, I'm productive, but I don't do that stuff.
For a little while. And
Cousin
then,
being Kyra?
yeah,
Okay.
it's her house, but my sister lives with her. And I went over there to hang out for a little while. I was upset to talk to my sister, so I went over there, and then I went back to Lacey's house after that.
Okay, so the story is she went to Lacey's, then she ate dinner at Lacey's, then she went over to cousins, where her sister lives there as well. Then she went back to Lacey's. No times, by the way. No, I think around this time, no times.
Okay. So at 8:10, do you
8:10.
remember
Trying to get a time out of it.
talking about wanting to get a whip? What's a whip? I know what a whip is, but...
Oh, like
Yeah,
a
Kyra's car.
like a car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what were you trying to get the whip for?
Went to the grocery store.
To go to the grocery store.
Yeah, I had my food stamp card. I was letting Kyra get some groceries in her house. She has 2 kids. She's waiting for her food stamps to get approved right now. So I was going, that's what we were doing.
Okay.
What store did you guys end up going to?
Went to Walmart
Walmart? Where at? Which, I'm not familiar with this
on
game.
Mobile Highway.
On Mobile? Okay.
Trying to see the.
Who is TG?
Just a friend of mine.
Do you know his name?
Just a friend.
I only know him as TG. It's who I got my pot from.
Okay.
If I'm being honest with you, it's who I got my weed from.
Okay.
I went to go buy some weed.
You friends with him on Facebook?
Yeah,
Okay. What's his name?
Me too.
What's his Facebook name?
TG.
It's not-
I mean,
it's
I
not
have a good friend on Facebook, by the way.
oh. No, it's TG Phillips on his.
Yeah.
If you want to show him.
Yeah.
Yeah, proof. If this doesn't add up, that's massive. Lock in, guys. I would search it up on my phone, but like... You guys want to search up? I don't know if this is a good idea. But let me just see, just like for my sake. TG... Yeah, no, that was a bad idea. There's like a billion. Maybe he doesn't exist. Why is she in the search bar? Can't you just
Right here,
go on your friends'
Phillips
list?
TG.
Do you usually communicate with him through Messenger or Snapchat
he
or
does.
text?
If normally it's just text message. I mean, I might talk to him on Facebook sometimes, but normally it's text message.
So you texted TG, okay, and told him I'm on my way to get the whip. Okay?
Yeah.
Whip means car,
Alright.
When I
guys.
got the car, we went to the grocery store.
That-
I went to go get-
Walmart.
That was at 8:10.
Motor
That was after
at
Kyra
8:10.
said you could use her car whenever you needed it or whenever you were ready.
Yeah.
Eyewitness account saw this car. There were 2 people in this car.
At 8:38, Kyra texts and says, or she texts you,
About
what time will you be back?
20 minutes.
You told Kyra, well, it takes an hour to get there and an hour to get back, so maybe by midnight.
Why are we going to a Walmart an hour away? Let's do the math. We picked up the car and we left or whatever at 8:10. Hour there, 9:10. If you want to be back at midnight, you're spending 2 hours at a Walmart. I mean, maybe go to a store or a restaurant. But who's going to a restaurant at like 9, 10 p.m.? 9 p.m. you're going to be at Walmart. 10 p.m. you're going to be like, I'm too sleepy. I don't want to go to no restaurant because if I eat, then it's going to be even harder for me to drive. So like, BS. Like, no.
What takes an hour? Where are you driving to for an hour?
There you go.
Walmart
Residents
is
to the
about
crime
15 minutes from her house, since it's 10 minutes from our grandma's house, about 15 minutes or so.
All right,
And then
I'm gonna stop you right there.
lived-
I'm gonna stop you right there.
Okay.
It's very important that you're extremely honest with me at this point.
That was a big one.
Because right now I know you're lying, okay? And I'm giving you one opportunity and that's it.
Okay.
Now it's time
I would shut that one
to
out.
start talking about what takes an hour to get from Pensacola to where?
The Walmart
Yes,
in
Chris,
the
the
motor
list.
place?
What? No, answer me. What takes an
Or
hour?
to the crime scene?
How long does it take to get here?
It took us an hour and a half.
Okay.
So
Okay. And then an hour to get back. So possibly by midnight, and you're talking about at 8:30. You're talking about that at 8:30.
But I was back at
Yeah.
Lacey's house way before that, and Lacey can tell you that. I was probably back at Lacey's house by like 10:30.
Okay. With the car?
No, I left. My cousin dropped me off at Lacey's house. I took her car back to her house.
You didn't let anybody else drive that car?
No,
Okay. You didn't let TD drive that car?
no.
Be very careful because I've got answers that I don't think you know I know. Okay? So let's start over. Did you let TJ drive that or TG drive that car?
No. Yes. Okay, I did.
Okay.
But
And where'd he go?
I don't know where he went.
Okay.
He told me listen, I don't know where he went. I don't.
Okay. Well, I'm going to bring one more thing up. So on September 4th, you texted TG and said, I'm here, I need an eighth.
Yep.
Okay. 9/4, a minute later, he says, all right, you don't talk to him again until November 18th.
Right.
That's very suspicious considering that on 11/18 you told, was it Marilyn?
Yeah.
That you need the goon. You're going to call the goon. Time to call the goon. Okay?
No, sir.
Okay. Here's what the problem is. You tell him that I'm on my way to get the whip, and he says, "Bet."
For any friends listening to this one, if I text you, I need to get the goon, call the goon, bro, just stop me right there. Like, come on, man. This video is 3 days ago. Like, how do we not know what a goon is? Like, I know what it means, but things are changing, you know? You gotta know what it means now. Whatever.
Okay?
Right.
And then you have telephone calls with him, obviously off of text messages. Okay? And
did it?
and listen, I'm not saying necessarily you told him to go over there and do what he did. I think you told him to go over there and possibly scare him. And he got confronted by Edgar with a knife and had to do it, and probably just took a pistol over there. Maybe you told him there was some weed over there. I need you to go over there and scare him, whatever it is. I don't think you told TG to go over there and kill Edgar, but I do think you told him where he lived. You told him that he's probably got some weed. Stacy might have some powder in there.
Okay, little note for you guys. Look at the body language. I was kind of slacking. I didn't pause as much as I should. But if you're being confronted with this, wouldn't you be just like falling on the floor and like screaming and being like, no, you gotta believe me. Gotta believe me, that didn't happen. This and this and this. And you'd be trying to give as much descriptive numerical data as you can that's not biased to prove that, like, no, trust me, I had to go to this Walmart because we always go to this Walmart that's an hour away, and it's 100% an hour away because I would listen to music or my friend would talk, and all the time it's like 60 miles away, and we travel on the highway, and I always go there because they always supply my limited run of Pop-Tarts. We go there and we spin around, there's a mall nearby, and it closes really late, and then, you know, blah, 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 and then, oh yeah, we passed this house, and he was my ex, and I didn't really like him, but like, I definitely knew he didn't step out of the vehicle. You could track his phone. You could do anything you can. Just please, you gotta believe me. I wouldn't be staying like...
I think that you didn't realize that Edgar was probably going to come out of a house with a knife after he tried to force his way in there, and he didn't probably intend to go over there to shoot anybody. But I think you were trying to send a message.
Because the system failed? I mean, don't you think the system failed you?
You were on your wit's end. You said the cops are not going to help. The cops are not going to help me. It's time to call the goon. Oh my gosh, TG's considered the goon on Facebook.
He's not on Facebook. His name is TG Phillips.
Okay.
Well, I just showed you.
Okay. Well, he's.
TG the Goon is not his name on Facebook. Let's go back real quick.
Said the cops are not going to help. The cops are not going to help me.
Try
it's
not
time
to laugh,
call
chat.
The goon. Oh my gosh, TG's considered the goon on Facebook.
He's not on Facebook. His name is TG Phillips.
Okay.
Well, I just showed you that.
Okay. Well, he's
TG's
labeled
considered
in
the
other
goon.
databases as the goon as a nickname. Okay.
Well, I did not know that.
Well, that's another coincidence. It just doesn't work out. Okay, but it's very. You have to tell me the truth. I know that you told me a lie.
Chad, don't put me as a goon on the database.
It took you a little bit, but you admitted to telling me the lie.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I wouldn't be laughing. Like, I know this is a serious situation, but I'm like, please, officer, you gotta please. I'm not a goon.
Okay, what did you tell him to do? What did you tell him to do?
Told him to goon.
Be careful, because I'm telling you, we know more than you think, and I'm giving you this one chance to tell me the truth.
I only told him what was going on.
Okay.
I told him that he lived in Fort Walton.
Okay.
I didn't.
Why would we do that?
Physical address. I don't know how he found it out.
Okay.
I really don't.
Okay. Did he tell you what he did or what happened?
No, I really haven't talked to him at all since the night.
What about your messages?
And he was back so fast that I didn't think that he even
went.
No.
By this point, detectives suspected Carissa had more information than she initially disclosed. But suspicion alone wasn't enough. They needed confirmation, not just circumstantial connections. About 2 weeks later, investigators got a major break. Working with a cooperating individual, detectives arranged a controlled phone call with Carissa. During the conversation, Carissa referred to the shooter as TG, a nickname for Jordan Phillips, and acknowledged driving him to Edgar's residence that night. According to investigators, Carissa described venting to TG about her ongoing issues with Edgar when the situation escalated. TG allegedly produced a firearm and told her to take him to the house. He was going to solve the problem then and there.
Whoa.
For detectives, the call provided something they had been missing, direct evidence placing Carissa in the car and linking her to the events leading up to the shooting. After the controlled call, detectives decided to speak with her again. This time, the interview wasn't scheduled. They contacted her when they were already nearby, and from the moment she saw them, she seemed to understand the situation had become much more serious.
He didn't answer.
How you doing? Sorry, my phone is off. When I get a phone call, I can't make a phone call back. It's the only reason I haven't called you back yet.
Okay.
You can see that she's pacing.
I tried to call the house phone.
Oh,
I would do the same. I don't know.
Really answer the house phone.
Yeah, me neither.
That's okay.
Yeah, unless I make a call from the house phone or I know somebody's gonna call me from the house phone, I don't really.
No, that's fair. Who has a house
Can I
phone?
go check on the baby real quick? Is that okay? Or I just laid them down. I just want to make sure the 1-year-old
Baby.
didn't get up. and
Oh, yeah.
is in, because they're
4
in
years
Terrence
older, right?
Wilson's room. I don't want
It's
to.
not a baby.
The bedroom is like right there. I'm gonna go right around that corner.
Dude, he is not happy.
Carissa asks to
Whoa,
step
whoa, whoa,
inside
look at
to
that.
check on a toddler, a request
That's
that can
some, like,
sometimes
Nayoa
signal
stuff,
someone
but
is gauging whether they're
she's
still
about to,
free to
like,
move without
punch
directly
the
asking if they're
officer.
about to be arrested.
Do you mind if we just step in and make sure?
No, I do mind. This is not my house. I can't give you permission to come in. But you can watch me walk to the bedroom.
Okay, that makes sense. It's not her house. She doesn't have direct permission to do it.
So
No,
this isn't our jurisdiction, so that's not our call. This is Terrence, so if you could just wait for just like, did y'all already?
It's a cool ringtone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is Terrence on his way?
He said he's about 30 minutes.
Okay.
At least.
Terrence. Well, I wouldn't mess with him.
What do you say?
You know, I know a thing or two
So
about
Terrence
Angry
is-
Birds.
They're like doing stuff
Damn.
with work.
It's a tough bird.
He said somebody can get here, but it would just be like 30 minutes. Because they're at the other end of Crestview. So
Did I hear that? Did I
what
hear
I
that?
came over here was
Hear that?
I
It's
have new
like the
information
Crime and Punishment thing.
that I want to talk to you about, but I don't want to have to do it with kids running around and all that.
Yeah.
So I know it's a pain in the butt,
You're
but if
most
you're
likely
willing
gonna
with
get
us,
arrested
we
right
can
now.
take you back down to my office.
I
And we
mean,
can
I can
talk it.
I can have somebody be here within 30 minutes to give me a ride out there. I know that
No,
y'all
you're
said y'all would
stepping
bring
in
me
the
way out
vehicle.
here before, but I don't like being stuck without a ride. If I just.
I mean, that's also
Okay.
fair. Police can't give you a ride home. Unless they can,
I
that's
don't see
chill.
why that's an issue. Every other
But
time,
most likely
it
not,
hasn't
if
been
they're
an
asking
issue.
for, like, a
I've been
third
asked
interview.
multiple times if I could get a ride.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, well let me call, Lacey tried to call me when I was walking up here, so let me call Lacey right back. Just hold tight at the door for me with Chris, okay? Here's,
She coming?
she's
No.
on her way.
I mean, I can't.
Did you just come from inside the house?
Sorry. I'll send it.
Is she arrested? Whoa.
Are the kids asleep?
No, the baby's probably asleep.
How far away is Lacey?
I don't know.
Blue Angel Parkway. She's on her way here. They had to switch trucks.
Okay, third body language. It's the third interview. First one that we watched, she was let go. The second one over the phone. And the third one here. Again, what am I saying? If you're being convicted of, this is way above felony, right? Stuff. Murder. You wouldn't be sitting like, Dude, I'd be like, guys, you gotta believe me. Can I tell you anything to make you believe me? Like, come on. I looked through my phone. I looked through my text even more. Come on. Here's this stuff. What I could show you. Like, please, you gotta believe me. I wouldn't be like, what's a good way of convincing them? But I'm gonna act silent and sus. I mean, this is Among Us over here. Come on, guys. You play Among Us. Someone brings you over and says you're sus, right? You don't sit there and think. What do you do in Among Us when you're convicted? No, I was in electrical. And then, they say you weren't in the electrical and they caught you on the cams. Well, yeah, oh boy, I'm silent now. But for the person that is an imposter and people are like, you were in electrical. Dude, you gotta believe me. I was in electrical and then I was running into storage and I was just leaving it when the body was found, right? It's like, come on. How many people are listening to me? One person. Nice.
Hey, Robbie. Do they
Whoever
have, like,
you
a
are,
glass
like
of water?
W viewer. W viewer.
All right, well, he's doing that. So, like I said, we had a warrant for you for accessory, so I want to sit
Accessory
and talk
after
to
the
you, but I just have to read this to you real quick, okay? So, Carissa, before I ask any questions, you must understand your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in court. You have the right to talk, and that's where he's saying we're not promising you things. We're not coercing you to talk to us. This is voluntary stuff. We want
It's
like
better
you
if
said,
you talk again.
That's
good
why I
timing.
called you this morning, and it's not funny.
Yeah.
I was concerned. Like, we got information that this,
Yeah, this guy's been looking for me.
yes,
Pretty
and
much ever since I came and talked to you about information. He's been trying to reach me.
Look at her
That's why I didn't pay my phone
right
bill. Because
See, it's
Lacey
tapping
pays
a
me
little
every
bit.
day. But I
Anxious.
didn't pay my phone bill because
Normal
if it's
sound,
that
completely
important,
normal.
I can
That
still
would be
get a
the same.
phone call. And I just missed your call this morning.
Look at
So,
the
I don't-
position. Hugging. Keeping to yourself.
and that's why I
Self-comforting
came to
position.
the house. Like, I called you, got in my car, and drove straight to
And
Lacey.
tilted away.
Because
tilted
I
away from
wanted,
danger,
I know we've
self-comforting
talked a
position.
couple of times, but Carissa, like, this is it, okay? Like, we need to know because we
State of
can't
shock.
help you, and we can't do anything without knowing what happened. So I need you to tell me what happened.
Basically, we were just supposed to hang out.
Mm-hmm.
That was the original plan. I got Kyra's car to hang out with him.
And
we were gonna go hang out. We
That
got
makes
in the car.
sense.
When I got to his house, he got in the car.
Okay, who is he? So we're both on the
TG.
same page.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't know. When I said goons in the text messages, that was literally just a figure of speech. As far as I know, his nickname is Goon. I mean, TG or Trigger.
Did she just confess? His nickname's Good.
Said goons in the text messages, that was literally just a figure of speech. As far as I know, his nickname is Goon. I mean, TG or Trigger. That's all I know him by. I don't even know if Phillips is his first
Freudian
or last
slip
name
up,
when I
bro.
showed you guys his Facebook page. I don't know.
Okay. So y'all were supposed to hang out.
I was going to get some weed from him. We were going to hang out and smoke. When I got there, he got in the car. He was like, "Will you take me to go hit a lick?" I said yes. So I went, we got in the car and we rode. After we made the serve of the drugs that he was selling to whoever it was, because we were talking the whole time, he was like, sorry.
Take your time.
Take your time,
Okay.
of course.
So
Trying to rationalize, it's completely
we made the
normal.
serve, he was like, "So what's going on?" Obviously, about what was going on. I vented to quite a few people. I was very upset with Edgar.
Sure.
It's okay.
But not upset enough to where I actually wanted. People say so many things when they're angry.
Yeah, you don't want to say that you want to,
So when
eliminate.
he was like, "What's going?"
When they censor it, they're censoring, like, what's going on,
And I
Sigma
don't really
Goon.
know what to do. This was after I went and tried to file an injunction that Monday morning. I was just trying to find any way that I could.
Times are rough, you know.
He, at that point, which, let me back up, because when he was getting in the car, he was acting strange anyways. He was acting like he was on something, but I've never known him to do drugs. I've only known him to smoke weed. Anytime I've ever done anything, it was only smoke weed with him. But he was just
not a
acting
drug.
like his adrenaline was rushing almost.
Mm-hmm.
So I
And that
was
wasn't
like,
like
yeah,
a
man.
sign?
I was like, he's pissed me off. I don't understand why he's
Look,
doing
I want Chad to realize something. Again, innocent until proven guilty. What if there was a situation that you're driving a friend, right? And your friend comes into your vehicle super adrenalined up. Like, you can tell he's gonna do something really horrible, either to you or to someone else. You guys gotta realize, even if she did absolutely nothing, the fact that she drove him to that location, and even probably picked him up from that location, or ignored that location going forward, you're already done. You're already done. You're not supposed to do that. If a situation happens, and this is not legal advice, I'm just saying what I would do. is if you feel very uncomfortable with your friend and they're hopped on adrenaline and something like that, just try to get an excuse to go. I'm completely honest. I'm not even being like super like stupid about this. Adrenaline happens in your car. He's like, we gotta go to this place. Oh, I hate him. Even if you hate him, he's like a nerd or something. To be like, hey, do you wanna go get some shakes at Shake Shack real quick? They're doing a discount for 50% off after like 6 or 7 p.m. And then your friend's gonna be like, no, I need to go now. Then you're like, whoa, chillax. I'm driving. Let's go to Shake Shack. Let's talk it out. Let's then decide what to do. I know it's simple. I'm sitting here in my comfy chair. Honestly, I'm in a very easy state of mind. If you're stressed, if a lot of things are going on, I understand. But this should be as like a little bit like learn from other people's type of mistakes, because if something like this happens, dude, it is your responsibility. It is your life. It is your responsibility, and it's potentially someone else's life. So not legal advice. Again, I'm just saying you should act smart. Seriously.
At that moment in time, he pulled out a gun and waved it around.
Whoa! Okay. Rule number 1, I'm never getting into a car with anyone that carries one. And if he's waving it around, I'm like, bye-bye. You gotta go. No.
And he said, well, we can go handle this right now.
No.
And I was like, no. I was like, I don't really want. And he basically was
threatened.
Like, take me over there. And made me drive the car.
Made you drive the car.
The only reason I probably...
Okay, since I have no legal standing whatsoever, I can't give you legal advice what to do. I genuinely don't know what to do in that situation. If you're being forced to do something, call the cops after. You know, give all the information you can as soon as possible. Don't hide it, even if you're a little weirded out. Again, not legal advice. I'm just listening this and I'm thinking about what I would do. That's what I would do. It's a very tough situation.
Could have called the police. I probably could have done, but I had a gun in my face. I've never even seen a gun.
Like after,
really,
don't do it when like,
I mean?
you know,
Not
in your face.
In that
not legal
type of
advice.
Manner. I mean, like Lacey and Terrence own guns, but I've never had somebody like waving around a gun in my face before. So we drove out there. I tried to take him to the wrong house, but he wasn't buying it really. I don't know.
Was it threatening, or was he just kind of acting hard and going, I can handle this for you?
He was basically telling me, you're going to show me where he's at, and I'm going to take care of this. I didn't think that he was crazy enough to do it. I really didn't. We went out there. I told him which house it was. He had me wait for him. I wanted to drive off so bad, but I was so scared to drive off. I didn't know what to do on the way back. He said, because I heard the shots, and he got back in the car. I don't even know where he came from, because he came from behind where I was. I was just sitting kind of like at the end of the road. He came up from behind. He hopped in the car. I was frozen. He was like, go. And I just kind of, and he pulled the gun back out, or he still had it in his hand. I don't really know. And I heard it click, and he said, go. So I went. And I don't know. I just drove.
Carissa claimed that after she vented about her ongoing issues with Edgar, TG acted on his own. She denied taking part in any planning or ever asking for Edgar to be harmed. Carissa was charged with accessory after the fact based on allegations she drove the suspected shooter to and from the scene and did not notify law enforcement afterward. The next
Told you. Told you. Not legal advice, but he said it.
day, Jennings' family filed a petition for custody of their daughter. Investigators had already identified the suspected shooter as Jordan Phillips. 4 days later, U.S. Marshals located and arrested the 24-year-old in Pensacola.
24-year-old.
During questioning, Phillips initially denied involvement.
Wow.
He mentioned being fired from his job earlier that day, a detail investigators believed may have contributed to his state of mind. As the interview continued, Phillips admitted he was the shooter, but claimed there was a reason for what he did, an explanation that conflicted with Carissa's version of events.
There's one other person in this building that's here, and I don't think he has cigarettes. I'm almost done. I just have a couple more questions, okay? You said that she said that she wanted Edgar, Rissa, wanted Edgar gone forever. When
She
you
said
think that was in October, and correct me if I'm wrong.
I mean, it's awfully convenient.
Okay. So when you said the best way to do it is a quiet way,
Yeah.
was that before or after she's telling you about the back door?
That was before, because I had told her, the best way to do it probably be a quiet way. I heard, like if you put up a potato on a barrel and it might keep it quiet, or she was asking me about a pillow, like if a pillow works for silencer or not. And I told her I didn't know. All I heard was potatoes.
Potatoes.
She was like, well, I got $13, we can go to Walmart and get potatoes. Whatever.
Oh!
In January 2020, a grand jury indicted both defendants on first-degree premeditated murder. However, to no one's surprise, the case never reached trial. Instead, like most criminal cases in the U.S., it was resolved through plea deals. Carissa Parker pled guilty to second-degree murder with a firearm. In exchange, she received 53 years in prison with 25 years mandatory. Jordan Phillips pleaded guilty to second-degree murder with a firearm and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Despite being convicted on 2 counts, his sentence was 40 years, also carrying a 25-year mandatory minimum. If you go strictly by the sentencing outcomes, Jordan Phillips appears to have received the more favorable deal, even though he was the admitted shooter and a prior convicted felon. Why is this? Well, courts often consider the person who orchestrates or sets a crime in motion to be just as culpable, if not more so, than the person who carries it out. Perhaps that's what happened here. Yet, beyond the legal outcomes, what makes this case especially hard to swallow is how little it appears to have taken for things to spiral out of control. What began as frustration over an alleged personal dispute suddenly escalated into extreme violence carried out by someone who had never even met the victim. A man is dead, a child has lost her father, and 2 people now face decades behind bars. What are your thoughts on this case? Do you believe the sentencing is fair? As usual, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section.
So what do you guys think? Innocent, guilty, you be a judge. Again, the channel is going to be Crime Atlas. These guys are crazy. I watched them myself, and I started streaming, and I wondered if, I could stream. Like, every night, I would just watch one of these, talk to you guys, get my brain going before I go to bed, because, stuff like that. And just for you guys, I'm normally not as eccentric, but I increased it a little bit to make you guys a little more enjoyable. But yeah, alright, stay tuned. Tomorrow, same time, I think I'll just do it. The timeline should be around 8 p.m. Eastern. I had like a peak of 4 viewers or something, but they all ran away because I had complications with my setup, but now I think I have it all figured out. No more echoing, no more like weirdness. Looks pretty good. So yeah, as always, remember, leave a subscription to Crime Atlas. I got some cool videos. Next one that I might do is actually, this one's cool. Cornered, you could read the rest of that sentence. That one's cool. Ohio dance teacher, love triangle turns violet. Who knows? So yeah, thanks so much for tuning in. I used to stream at Kick. I used to do like Roblox or something. I don't think video games are my thing, but I do have a Subnautica stream coming up. And since you guys are one of my first viewers, I might as well give you a little sneak peek. So, I like Subnautica, and I am a scuba diver. So, what better way to play Subnautica in scuba gear? You know, to really immerse you into the game. So, I'll be working on that one soon. It might take me a little bit because, you know, I have to get everything ready. I have to find the best time, stuff like that. But I'll keep you guys posted. And when it is going to come out, it's going to go viral because nobody has ever done it before. And again, if there's anything you want me to stream, any recommendations for videos, and it doesn't have to be crime, it could be anything. It could be scuba diving, crime, whatever. Those things are pretty interesting. You know, like Dive Talk looks at those. If it's other things that are like fun to react to, like some car stuff, throw it over my way. I think you could DM me on Twitch. I don't know really how. I also have a TikTok, but it's labeled differently. I had to change my name for Twitch. So yeah, that's me, Mifodi, and hope you guys have a good night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.